Hey, this is Jason here. Just wanted to talk to you guys about, just educating yourself before purchasing any type of animal. As you all know, I have snakes, bearded dragons, I have a veiled chameleon, an Asian water monitor, 3 dogs, and I also have 2 cats. But, I mean, some of the stuff I got, like my dogs, 2 of them were given to me, like Samson here. He was found and he was given to me, and I was only supposed to have him for a couple of weeks, and he was supposed to go to another home, but he didn't. So I wound up keeping him, and glad I did. Right, Samson? You a good boy? Yeah, he was a good boy. Sage, my red nose, I've had her, here she comes, since she was a puppy. She's about 10. And Ty, who's outside, what's her class, Sage? She's Brendel. Sorry, that's some snakes escaping right now. And she's around 9. She was another one that was a rescue that was given to me when I lived in my apartment. And the cats, you just acquire cats when people know you have animals. But anyway, this is what I had. I've always had some type of reptile, amphibian, stuff like that. As I got older, I got into bigger snakes, and then when I wasn't able to house them properly, I gave them away to people that I knew could. Why? Because back then, I mean, there wasn't as much stuff then as there is now. Yeah, you had your basic ball pythons, red-tailed boas, Burmese, stuff like that. And you pretty much just bought what you could afford, what you liked, stuff like that. And, you make wrong decisions. But now, that was back before the internet was really popular, and YouTube, and you didn't have all of these forums and other people out there to educate you and stuff like that. You just kind of bought what you saw, what you liked, and stuff like that. So that's what I did. And I could tell you, some of them were mistakes. And, you learn from your mistakes. But now you have forums out there like ballpythons.net, which is a great forum. You have, even have community sites like Reptile Geeks. It's another great site. It's like MySpace for reptile people. For those who don't know, it's a good site. You could ask questions, and you have YouTube, which is another good forum. Just you gotta ask the right people, talk to the right people out there. So anyway, like I said, I learned from my mistakes, and now I try to help other people, and you just have to really educate yourself. And if you want a reptile, or you want any kind of exotic, you have to really sit down and think about what you need, what you want, what you're going to need to house that snake, to properly take care of that snake. You're going to have to think about, its food needs, and are you going to be willing to possibly feed it live? Because there are some snakes that will not eat frozen thawed or pre-killed. And until you switch them over, I shouldn't say will not eat, but you'll be able to switch them over, but it's difficult. Or I should say, it's a time. It takes time, because I still have snakes that I've had for 6 months now. I'd say they will not eat frozen thawed. But one of the reasons way back when I got rid of my entire collection is because I felt bad about killing the rats and the mice. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't love them. I really dislike mice and rats. I had, rodents, but I just couldn't be the one to kill them. Knowing that I was killing them bothered me. So I pretty much got rid of my entire collection of snakes and everything that I had. And that was it for them. So, just make sure that you're ready, you're prepared for that. But housing your animal and make sure you have the right size enclosure, the right environment for them is important. As you can see to the right of me and everything, my bearded dragon enclosures. Now, yeah, these enclosures I made, they are melamine, which you can pick up at Home Depots and stuff like that, and Lowe's. There's glass in the front. They're 4 foot by, I don't know, I believe they were 24 deep by 24 high or something like that. I don't remember the exact measure, but they were 4 foot long. And I got a 3 foot light bulb inside, the UVB. Now, if you don't get them through a supplier or anywhere, I mean, yeah, you go to an expo, it's cheaper. But I mean, these are Reptile, these are the ones that penetrate up to 16 inches. And I mean, these bulbs will cost you anywhere from $40 to I've seen them up to $60 just for the bulbs. So now we're talking the material to make this, the bulbs. Don't forget about the fixtures in there, and then whatever you're gonna use the substrate. So I mean, you're talking over $100, close to $200 just for the enclosure that I have here. I mean, that's not a tank. Yeah, you could put them in a 20 long, and get everything, but just your light bulbs alone are expensive. Just before you go and purchase any type of reptile or anything like that, buy a book, do some research online, go ask questions in the forums. Don't just go out on the spur of the moment, hey, this is a cool looking bearded dragon, I think I want to buy it. And you go to a reptile show and you turn around and you buy a bearded dragon for $25 and it is the size of this. Let's see, get this. You see this thing? There's no way in hell I would sell this to anybody. It's too small. I see that these at the show, this size all the time, $20, $25, and I see people walking around with them. Who just bought them, and they're walking around and they have them in cardboard boxes. And I go to the people, where'd you buy that from? And they're buying stuff for the thing, and they're buying all the wrong stuff. And I'm just like, seriously, what the hell? I mean, these people at these reptile shows, not the customers walking around, these vendors really seriously need to think about what they're doing. Because, yeah, you have some legit breeders there that care. Then you have other guys there who don't give a rat's ass. And they're just there to make a couple bucks. They pay $75 for the table. They come there with some ball pythons, a couple of dragons, some other stuff that they have. And they're selling it. And I've seen guys come there with ball pythons in a 10-gallon tank that has a crack down the side and it has duct tape on it. Seen other guys come there with Utz pretzel jars with reptiles in them. Seriously. And it's pathetic. But then, you get a dragon like that, and if by some chance it lives, and they're buying a little 5-gallon tank, and they're buying these little crappy, I mean, everything is wrong. And I try to help them, and they're like, oh, we really don't have the money to buy that bulb. Oh, I'm like, you shouldn't be buying this animal. And they're like, well, that's not what that guy who sold us told to us that we need. All he said is that we can use a regular light as long as there's heat. And I'm like, and that's probably why that dragon is that size at, I don't know, 8 weeks old, for what the guy told him. And then if the dragon does survive and get older, then you get something that's a little bigger, and then, oh, this one's squirrely.